seclusion and solitary living. Cavewoman. I've always bragged on my ability to be on my own and my ability not to really interact with the world around me. Yes, I have seen that it wasn't bragging per se, but in retrospect, it was actually a form of bragging. However, as God kept working on my heart, I realized that what I was so proud of had been one of the biggest limitations in my life. Not just for me, but also for God. Cavewoman. As I took my time to think about my life and the choices I have made, I realized how much this mindset had really limited me from spreading my wings, from growing to lengths that I should have grown. I realized that staying in that cave that I had created for myself had formed a shell that seemed impermeable to change. You see, the cave woman is someone who is afraid of moving out from a comfort zone, mainly because there's a fear of transformation, there's a fear of changing, because process growth comes with pain. Change does not come easy. Change comes with pain. And this process is what the cave woman feared the most. This fear, this evil fear, this preventive fear, this restrictive fear also made cave woman to limit not just the cave woman, but the environment. You see, this thing called limitation is not only just you limiting yourself, it's a thing about limiting your environment. It's a thing about thinking that everything in your environment cannot move, cannot progress because there's something that will certainly stop. Is this fear that prevents you from doing that which you should do because you are afraid of it. And one thing God has been teaching me is that you are going to fail, yes. Yes, failure is going to come. I know as much as people say failure is something that they don't wish for, they reject. When you make trials, there's going to be failure. And fearing failure means refusing to grow. Sometimes you have to let go of certain things that you held on too much and realize, have they been the reason why I have refused to grow? Have they been the limitation that I thought I didn't know were there, that I thought there was something comfort, but whereas that comfort has been the reason why you've refused to grow? I found my own reasons and I realized why. Whatever it is that you hold on there serves as a limitation. And so as I took my time to walk down the street and observe the beautiful nature and try to push myself out of the comfort zone that I thought I knew, I realized how much I have missed and how much I had not experienced, how much I had let pass me by because I was afraid to move out. As I saw their smiles as Christians and saw their responses, my heart was renewed with hope that even though I had spent too long in a place, I still had the opportunity to experience the growth that had prevented myself from experiencing. And as I sat here, I realized there was more beyond the shell that I had stayed into for so long. You see, unless you step out of that place, you never will know what's beyond. Unless you step out to the River Jordan, unless you cross the River Jordan, you won't get to the promised land. I know every time God says, step out, come out, do not be afraid, step forth, just as Jesus spoke to Peter to come forth on the sea. Come, do not be afraid. That's what God has been teaching me. And these lessons, I believe, would help me grow into heights that have limited myself from growing. So the cave woman is someone who has lived in her shell, but when discovery comes, when the light of God shines on that shell, just as a seed grows, just as the seed after it dies begins to bud forth, so the cave woman will bud forth, will branch out, will bring us fruits that are worthy. And so even as I went on to this process, I know that God is doing more. And if you are just like me, who is so afraid, today I'm also going to join God to encourage you. Step out. Trust God. There is more there.